All right, so we are going to work with Shiro on teaching him to crawl. Now, because this is going to be crawl, I don't want it to be confused with the DOWN. So in that sense, I don't ask him to DOWN and then crawl because I don't want down to become crawl. So instead, I just lure. And then I'll go ahead and reinforce. I want to make sure he's got enough space in front of him. I got a handful of treats, and I'm just going to stretch that neck, yes, and treat. Stretch, yes, and treat. Yes. Yes. So I'm reinforcing every little bit. Yes. It won't be long before he's across the floor because of how big he is. Yes. 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 That's if he's in that Sphinx. So okay, yes, good. He got himself. So do you see how this foot's twisted this way? And and then this is this way. So that doesn't make for a good cross. So I'm going to go ahead and start him over. Yes. So I do want to try to get that butt to stay down. So I'm going to stretch less and reinforce, meaning I'm going to ask for less. So I want to try to reinforce before that comes up. And he just hip rocked again, which is not what I want in this behavior. There we go. Yes. Maybe, the way he's doing it, keeping his butt down, maybe it's probably the best way to do it. Think of, having him do that little butt lift because he's not lifting it far. He's bringing his legs back into position. So we're going to do a little stretch, and then yes and treat. Whoops, I'm going to start over. And again, the whoops is not for him. Well, I try to keep him as straight as possible. So his body's kind of sideways, pointing sideways to me. So I'm going to lure him a little sideways because I want to keep his body straight. Yes. Yes, and I want my criteria to be low enough, yes, that he feels like he's still in it. Yes. 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 And I want to try to focus on the mechanics, but I also want him to feel comfortable and happy to do it. And it'll get better as he gets practice. Yes. 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 Let's see if we can straighten him out with the luring. Yes. Getting pretty sideways. I'm going to try to lure him this way to see if I can straighten that out. Yes, not quite. So I'm going to start him over. Okay. Try to keep my hand center of his toes to try not to let him hip rock. So I wouldn't do a roll over when you're doing this behavior because you don't want him to get comfortable and used to that hip rock. Yes. 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 Stretch your neck. Yes. Good job. Do I have any more? Nope. So we're out of snacks, so we're going to call it an end. So you can see again that foot, he's sliding it, so he's naturally doing a lot of hip rocks. So again, I wouldn't teach him roll over, which is part of having him do that hip rock. I'm just focusing on him just stretching that neck, yes and treat, stretching that neck, yes and treat, stretching those paws, yes and treat.
Let me tell you a story about the baddest dog that ever was. Sneaking food from the fridge, tearing up the garbage. He's a goofy old Dexter the dog. He's a bad Dexter the dog, the baddest pup that there ever was.